You're gonna have a wife first, right? All right, everybody, it's 7 o'clock. If everyone please rise and face the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Quick reminder, if you've got a cell phone, if you would be so kind as to either turn it off or silence it during the course of the meeting, that would be terrific. Callie Pullen is on vacation, so Miss Katie Heaney joins us. Katie, you want to go to call the roll?
Armstrong? Here. Branson?
Here.
Earp?
Here.
Hedges?
Here.
Overton? Here. Ephoff?
Here.
Ryder?
Here. Those of you notice that Mr. Ephoff is somewhere in the middle of the field writing what I'm told is a red farm implement. He's using the work-related exception to attendance of personal and joining us by phone. Let's go ahead and proceed with the agenda. Item 2, reception of visitors. We have no scheduled agenda visitors. I don't have any slips of paper for non-agenda speakers. Okay. Let's move on to the consent agenda. Item 3. The following items are on the consent agenda and require board action. 3.1, that includes the executive session minutes of the special board meeting for April 22nd, 2025. Item 3.2, the approval of overnight trips, and that would be MHS boys basketball to the shootout at St. Charles High School, June 13th and 14th of this year in St. Charles, Missouri. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Ashley Overton. Is there a second? Second by Cheryl Armstrong. Is there any discussion on the board? Okay. Katie, you want to call the roll?
Branson?
Yes.
Earp?
Yes.
Hedges?
Yes.
Overton?
Yes.
Ephoff?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Ryder?
Yes. Item 4, reports and recommendations of the Assistant Superintendent for Human Services. Dr. Scosin.
Okay, the board has before them the May personnel report. The May 27th personnel report. We have some certified resignations. Michelle Craig resigned Matthew Middle School 7th grade teacher effective May 30th, 2025. Catherine Hesberg, is resigning as Williams Elementary School music teacher effective for the end of the 24-25 school year. Marcy Miller, a longtime speech pathologist in the district, is retiring in 5 years at the end of the 29-30 school year. She would have well over 30 years of service as a speech pathologist in that district. It's been a great job for us. Certified appointments. Melissa Brigg recommending Matthew Middle School social science teacher effective at the beginning of the 25-26 school year. Carlin Fitzgerald recommending as a classified school supervisor effective May 14, 2025. Jeremy Sparks, is resigning as Williams Elementary School supervisor effective May 14, 2025. Jeremy Sparks is resigning as Riddle Elementary School classroom parapro effective May 27, 2025. Jennifer Westenworth is resigning as Riddle Elementary School supervisor effective the end of 24-25 school year. Classified appointments, recommending Lori Carroll as Matthew Middle School 12-month secretary effective immediately. Recommending Tracy Peterson as Williams Elementary School 12-month secretary effective immediately. Recommending Bo Simpson as district maintenance worker effective immediately. Recommending Jennifer Westenhorp as substitute supervisor effective at the beginning of the 25-26 school year. We only have some volunteers. And lastly, extracurricular resignations. Michelle Craig resigned Matthew Middle School yearbook sponsor effective May 30, 2025. And extracurricular assignment, Michaela Foltz as Matthew High School freshman volleyball coach effective for the 25-26 school year. Are there any questions? Seeing none, I recommend the board to accept the May 27, 2025 personnel report as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the personnel report as presented? Motion by Ashley Overton. Second? Yes. Second by John Hedges. Discussion on the board? Okay.
Earp?
Yes.
Hedges?
Yes.
Overton?
Yes.
Ephoff?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Branson?
Yes.
Ryder?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 5, reports reports and recommendations of the superintendent. Mr. Conley?
Yes, first of all, I guess the board will recall accepting and approving the resignation at the May 13th board meeting with Dr. Hill, which leads us to this agenda item for the recommendation and board action to name the assistant superintendent for the beginning of the 25-26 school year. And our administrative team confidently recommends Mr. Chad Arnold for that position for next year. A little bit about Mr. Arnold. He began his teaching career at Mattoon Middle School as a science teacher from 2002 to 2008, before moving into his first assistant principalship at MMS in 08-09. And then Chad served subsequently 9 years in that role, and then moved into the assistant principalship at Williams Elementary in 2017, and then moved to Riddle as the principal in 2018 for 5 years. Most recently, Chad's returned to MMS as the principal, and his leadership has returned some best middle school practices that have resulted in state recognition from the Association of Illinois Middle Grade Schools, or AIMS, as those of us that are have some middle school background commonly refer to it as. And they also are currently in the finalists for a national level award with the American Middle Level Educators Association, Schools of Distinction. Mr. Arnold's skills, experience, and relationships with student, staff, and community members will complement his transition into this role. A little bit about Chad and his wife Tara, who's here this evening joining him. They have 2 children, both here in Mattoon schools. And Caitlin is 16 and Paxton is 13, which is hard to believe. So with that, our administrative team confidently recommends Mr. Arnold as assistant superintendent for the upcoming school year.
Do I have a motion to appoint Chad Arnold as assistant superintendent?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Jeff Branson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ashley Overton. Questions or discussion amongst the board?
I have a comment, I guess it's not really a question. And I have to say that the board has had a lot of difficulty with making a decision this quickly. And Chad, this is nothing against you personally. I mean, but I've just struggled kind of coming together with the fact that we need somebody to sit in that seat on, well, the contract starts by July 1st. You know, it's just been a very thought-provoking. I've had emails to Tim, he knows, I've had conversations with Tim. But again, it's not the person, it's the process of going through all of this. And that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I think that, just to back Cheryl up a little bit, my first touch of this, and while the board policy was followed to the T, I think it's important to know that, we want to make sure that the process is there as well, just looking forward in the future to do that as well.
I guess I'll make a comment as well. My default position in terms of filling administrative positions would be to do a search that includes internal and external candidates, absent a compelling reason otherwise. One of those compelling reasons in this incident would be if we were to engage in such a search now, we would go at least halfway through, if not more, of the fall semester without an assistant superintendent to fill Dr. Hill's position. I think that's a bad idea. I think Mr. Arnold is well qualified, but just taking him out and speaking in the abstract, we have a decision about to either not engage in a search that includes internal and external candidates, or go the balance of the fall semester without having anyone overseeing those duties that Dr. Hill did. I think that would be a tragic mistake. So just to comment on the process, but I enthusiastically support Mr. Arnold. Any other comments? Very well. Okay, you want to call the roll?
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Uphoff,
Yes, I'm sorry.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
Congrats, Ms. Howard. Anything you'd like to say, Chad?
Yeah, I just want to share with the board my appreciation and want to say thank you for this opportunity. It has been an absolute pleasure serving our students and our families in Mattoon schools, and look forward to this new opportunity moving forward. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chad. Now let's move on to item 5.2.
So item 5.2 is the presentation board action to now name a Mattoon Middle School principal beginning the 25-26 school year. And we are excited to recommend Mrs. Tara Stewart. A little bit about Tara. She's served in almost all of our buildings and had began here in the district as an elementary teacher in 2004 and taught kindergarten and 5th grade at Riddle. She had a 2-year stint in kindergarten from what I recall. So she's earned her stripes. In 2018, she began as the Title I teacher at Williams Elementary and quickly became a building leader and a strong member to the Williams leadership team at that time. Tara spent 3 years in her role at Williams and also served as the RTI coordinator for the building. And in 2021-22, she began serving as the MHS instructional coach and continued demonstrating that strong leadership through her understanding of data and instructional strategies. She served in that role for 2 years and assisted in developing the systems, the academic culture and leadership systems at MHS. And in 2023-24, she began as the assistant principal at Mattoon Middle School. Her talents and passion to assist teachers around instructional strategies and student performance continued, and the student data has shown considerable growth with her leadership. And additionally, as I mentioned, the Illinois Horizon Schools to Watch, the middle school has received that award, as well as under her leadership, as I mentioned with Chad, to assist in the finalist for that American Middle Level Educators Association Schools to Watch. Tara and her husband Shannon, who is also a teacher in education, have 2 sons, Rylan and Jake. So with that, our administrative team would recommend Tara to assume the Mattoon Middle School principalship for the 25-26 school year.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Dave Burke, second. Second by John Hedges. Discussion on the board.
I can't keep my mouth shut. I did not ever have an opportunity to work with you, Chad, but I did work with you, Tara, at Riddle, an excellent classroom teacher. I haven't worked with you as an administrator, but I know you were very, very good in the classroom.
Thank you.
Other comments or questions?
Overton,
Yes.
Apoff,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Item 5.3.
Congratulations, Tara.
I just want to thank everybody for this opportunity, and I'm very excited to keep the great work going at Mattoon Middle School.
Very good. Thanks, Tara. Item 5.3 is the presentation board action to name an interim LIFT director beginning the 25-26 school year. And I'm pleased to announce our recommendation of Mr. Todd Butler as the interim director at the LIFT. He has an extensive background in education with over 30 years experience. Somebody knows him pretty well here in the audience. And he served all of those 30 plus years at Cumberland. Unit 77, and those roles included teaching, coaching, both elementary and high school principalships, and assistant superintendentship, and most recently serving as superintendent for the past 10 years. So he will retire at the end of this year, and then he will join us probably in early August to begin with his days with us. Those are limited. The board is aware that those can only be up to 120 days. So we have some other contingency plans in place, as well as our team's support of his role in that just for this upcoming 25-26 school year. So just a little bit about Todd and his wife Lisa. They're proud parents 3 adult sons, and they have 4 grandchildren, expecting their 5th in September. And unfortunately, I don't think Todd was able to join us tonight, but you'll meet him pretty soon, I'm sure. So with that, we would make our recommendation for the interim LIFT director of Todd Butler for the 25-26 school year.
Motion.
Motion by Ashley Overton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl Armstrong. Tim, it's 120 days?
It is.
That's his limit.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's set by TRS, the teacher retirement system. So there has to be a break in service, and then he can start and only be, it's Dave's over here kind of nodding, but it's like when we recruit retired teachers to substitute for us, and he wishes that we could recruit them for more than 120 days, but that's their cap.
So I don't want to get ahead of us on the agenda, but the internal and external search, one of the 4 that's listed later in the agenda will be to fill this position on a permanent basis.
Yes, correct.
Any other comments or questions from the board? Very well, we've had a motion and a second. Katie?
Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Okay, item 5.4.
So item 5.4 is just what you were alluding to, Mr. Ryder, in regards to some upcoming positions, administrative positions that we plan to post. Go ahead, Dave, if you want to click through that. The first is, has to do with, obviously, Tara's recent appointment to principal, then opens up the vacancy of an assistant principal at Mattoon Middle School. That start date would be an August 1st start date. So to be quite frank, that's the rationale behind the special board meeting this evening, to be able to start getting that candidate pool rolling, to be able to hopefully name that here in either June or July. I'm sure Dave is probably kicking me under the table saying, we hope it's in June, just because if that is internal, that may potentially cause something behind that. If it is external, that's going to leave another school district in a position to have to fill that before the start of the school year. So that's the first piece that will be posted, Dave, probably tomorrow, right? All these will probably be posted on our district website tomorrow. The second that would be posted is, not to get ahead of ourselves here, Mr. Schaefer, but he has one more year as the principal at Arlen D. Williams Jr. Elementary, and we are looking to post that position as well. And as Dale alluded to, the LIFT director, the permanent selection of that due to Mr. Schaefer's departure and the board's acceptance of his resignation at the May 13th meeting. So as you can see there, we have the interim for this next upcoming year now, and then to be able to name for the 26-27 school year. And then lastly is Dave's position, as Dave is retiring, and that will be after the 25-26 school year. So we would look to also bring that recommendation with the board, hopefully January, February, maybe of this year for the subsequent year. But those are the 4 positions that we will post. They'll be posted both internally and externally. Dave, if you could go to the next slide, I can also share where those positions will be located on our district website, as well as Dave also posts these positions on the Illinois Education Job Bank, which is seen by educators across the state, and we'll also push out some social media information to raise some awareness and to market for these positions. Dave, anything you'd
Yeah,
like
we're
to
posting
add?
on IASA.org as well, which is the statewide database, and K-12.jobs as well, is a national database that we post administrative positions out as well.
So any questions, comments from the board in regards to us? This does not require any action, but we wanted to inform the board, like, this is how we would prefer to move forward, to be able to start building those candidate pools for the future.
So questions about the 4 internal and external searches that are, that we've talked about here in item 5.4. The board, you
What's
might,
the interest level internally and externally, Dave, from your experience in positions like this?
Well, it's changed over the years. You know, you used to post positions 10 years ago and get 20 to 30 to 40 applicants per position. That candidate pool has went down as it went down for education in most areas, most positions kind of hard to see, until we get it out there. That's why the earlier we get it out, the better candidate pool we will have. We'll bring them in, start developing, interview them, going through the process, ranking them, checking their background, vetting them. And that way, hopefully early fall, late fall, we'll have a recommendation to fill those positions in the school year. So, I think, if the directed and marketed correctly, we'll get some top candidates. I think we continue to get top candidates in our district for positions.
That's all I
I have a
have.
question. Anybody?
We're hoping for the best.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited about this, so, all right. Seeing no further substantive business on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion, you don't have to. Motion by Ashley, Overton, second? Yes. Yeah. Oh, second.
Workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to work on these Friday.
Okay. I didn't know if we were gonna do it.
Well,
Okay.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Branson?
yes.
Erb?
Yes.
Hedges?
Yes.
Overton? Yes. Uphoff?
Yeah.
Ryder?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.